Today, I'm going to be talking to you about how to become a technical writer within the next 3 to 6 months of your career or within a year. It really depends on how motivated you are, how much you know, how much education you have, relationship building skills, etc. So, I first want to start off and say that you probably want to get a certificate or a lineup of certificates to prove that you have technical writing skills. Some places that you can go is your local university, community college, or college. But just as a disclosure, those technical writing courses might run you in the thousands. It just really depends on your budget. There are also technical writing courses on websites like Pluralsight, which focus more on business writing and technology, and you will have to pay for that learning experience. You can also check out Coursera, which I believe is free, but it's free for a certain amount of short window of time, and then you have to pay to continue the course if you don't do it within a certain period of time. And you can also check out Udemy. Udemy has a lot of technical writing courses that are low paid as well. The second thing you need to keep in mind is there are different technical writing job titles. Obvious, other than technical writer, there's the UX writer, which is the user experience writer. And they are the writers that typically will use a product or a service, and they will write from the customer experience, whether it's how to navigate through an app or how to use software for etc. There's also instructional designer, and an instructional designer usually puts together training documents or documents for people to use to navigate through some kind of a product or a service, and so on and so forth. But just keep in mind, in your city, if you're looking for something where you work in the company or online, technical writer is usually something people will do a search for, but there's a long list of technical writing roles or job titles, so to say. You just want to check that out in your Google search engine and find out what those are so that you don't miss out on any other opportunities that is kind of or the same thing as technical writer, but the company is wording it completely different. The third thing you need to keep in mind to be a successful technical writer is to have soft skills such as relationship building. And yes, that goes for actually getting the opportunity, interviewing experts that have been at the company or in the industry for 30 plus years, dealing with different personalities, going to networking events or online webinar events, and finding a way to navigate standing out in those spaces so that you can connect with CEOs or hiring managers or people that run businesses that are actually looking for somebody like yourself. Other soft skills you want to have is patience. And I say patience because you're going to work with different types of personalities. Some are pleasant and others are not. And you're also going to be interviewing people and maybe having multiple sessions with the same groups of experts or the same individual to get as much information as you can so that you can make the difficult sound for anybody to understand. Another soft skill you want to have is interviewing. And I say interviewing because as a technical writer, if you are not the subject matter expert, you still may have to interview senior managers and technical experts, website designers, whatever industry you end up in as a writer, so that you can get the information and you can write it out. There are different ways of doing this. You can record the information, ask the person for their permission to start voice recording the information. If you're a really great typer, always make sure to have your laptop in hand or some kind of writing device so that you don't miss anything. Because the last thing you want to do is interview somebody and then come back a week or two later and say, hey, I'm sorry, didn't get all the information. I got to interview you again. We both can understand how that could be frustrating to any expert. And also emotional intelligence. Most technical writers are the only people on the team, the only technical writer in the department, or sometimes in the company. So you will most likely report to a director, a project manager, someone of that management level. But at the same time, you are responsible for knowing how to handle difficult personalities, people that challenge why you're even in the building and you're not the expert. Sometimes this technical writing thing, it's great, but sometimes people don't understand it because it can often be a new role in a company. And people are actually thinking, some might think you are the expert. Why are you interviewing me? So you have to really be able to have emotional intelligence to deal with those difficult conversations. Um, and then I would also say building rapport. Sometimes people are not going to want to do interview with you, even though they know that the initiative or program that you're working on is important to the company. They might have their own reasons or their own personality, their own career agenda that has nothing to do with helping someone like you out, especially if you've only been there for a couple of months. So make sure that you build rapport with people and do it in a way that's professional and leaves a good perspective of your personality and your professionalism so that you can do other projects outside of what you're being hired or contracted to do. How to get into technical writing. So obviously, you know that there is the freelancing way where you either have some kind of lead generating company get you leads, or you find these clients on the internet, or when you're out networking. And it takes a lot of time to do it. I know when I first started, I was taking about 2 or 3 hours a day of sourcing potential clients on the internet, using websites like Indeed and LinkedIn to submit my application. But if you don't want to only have that as an opportunity, work with recruiters. And I'm talking about recruiters in the technology space, or recruiters that have really close connections with big organizations, whether they're international organizations or organizations in your city, because recruiters will submit your information. They will vouch on your behalf, on your professionalism. And then it's up to you to really ace the interview. And when you get in, show the whole group, the startup, the organization, the department, the team, that you are the one that they want to continue to work with before your contract expires, or before a certain amount of time happens within your career. So I hope this helps. If you want to know a little bit more about how I got started as a technical writer, click on my profile here and check it out. I have a video called how to become a technical writer, and I get a little bit more into that. And if you want to learn more about technical writing, check out the other videos I have on my profile here. Thank you so much. Leave comments and questions if you like, and good luck with your technical writing career. It's something that will continue to grow. And it's not just in technology. There are technical writers in education, in business, in the healthcare industry. It just really depends on what you're passionate about and what you want to do. And to leave it off, passion is really, really important. Technical writing is not for the faint of heart. If you're one of those individuals who hates rewriting things and editing, and sometimes even in these opportunities, there will be downtime and you will have to figure out taking online courses within the organization or finding a way to learn more on the job or while you're doing it, or asking if there are other technical writing opportunities that you can help with if in your department or on your team it's getting kind of quiet. It just this all really comes from experience. But let me know in the comments if you want to learn more about technical writing. I'll be more than happy to share more helpful tips. Thanks so much for tuning in, and good luck.